This gotta be one of the most diabolical news ever. Literally, we've been talking about Anthony Joshua. You know, a lot of Americans are discovering him only to hear that he has been involved in a ghastly accident and two of his friends died in the accident. Like, guys, this is crazy. Take a look.
Little more breaking news to bring you related to our top story, which is media reports which are telling us that Anthony Joshua has been involved in a serious car accident near Lagos on the motorway there. We understand that 2 passengers from the car have been confirmed dead at the scene. He has been taken to hospital, but it's thought that his injuries are not life-threatening. There is now an update from State Police, which reads, Anthony Joshua survives accident. 2 passengers lose their lives. The State Police Command confirms that Anthony Joshua was involved in a road traffic accident today at about 11 a.m. In Makun, Ogun State. The incident occurred along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway near the Sagamu interchange on the Ibadan-bound axis. The vehicle conveying Anthony Joshua, which was a Lexus SUV, was involved in the accident under circumstances currently being investigated. He was seated at the rear of the vehicle and sustained minor injuries and is currently receiving medical attention. Tragically, 2 other passengers in the vehicle lost their lives at the scene. They have been conveyed to the Livewell Hospital morgue. The State Police extends heartfelt condolences to the families of the deceased and ensures the public that a thorough investigation into the circumstances has commenced. Further updates will be communicated by the police as the investigation progresses.
New photos of Anthony Joshua's wrecked car show how he came within inches of death after a crash in Nigeria. The heavyweight British boxing champion was travelling in a Lexus Jeep when it smashed into a stationary truck shortly after 11 a.m. 2 of the 5 people involved in the crash tragically lost their lives, but Joshua survived with just minor injuries and was taken to a local hospital. A friend of the star said that he's okay, but
Anthony Joshua's car crash in Nigeria is a prime example of what many great Nigerians experience in Nigeria. When Nigeria happens to you, it happens to be a very Nigerian thing. And the shame is that this accident probably could have been avoided if there was good infrastructure, systems in place that meant that people were not living in such a dysfunctional way. You understand? No infrastructure, no nothing, no services, no nothing. I'm seeing videos of people lifting the man into a bus. Like the general public are carrying a world-class champion boxer, like into a bus because he's had a car crash. Like Nigeria is a company, not even incorrect. Nigeria is a country capable of producing world level, athletes and things like this, but the infrastructure in our country, the services in our country don't support the quality that we're producing. And this is the sad tale of every bloody Nigerian. Do you know how many Nigerians didn't flourish until they left Nigeria? It's a shameful thing to say about your own country. Like, it's getting to a point where it's just ridiculous. Of course, he had an accident in Nigeria. The man has just won a fight, made loads of money, been discovered by America, all of these good things happening, and then you put Nigeria in the mix.
Show you the streets of Nigeria. Oluwasina, the first Iranian ever to step foot in Nigeria.
Hey, 2 times this year as well, that's crazy. April, December.
That's why you're called Oluwasina now, bro.
Oluwasina.
It's AJ with my brother Lass. We go way back. One thing about me, I got your back. I'm about to spit it to the track. Let me take you back where it begins. We're making do while getting rid of our sins. Praying every day, trying to get rid of gins. Let me take you back to humble beginnings. All we do is win, 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 and win. Trying to get to heaven. Praying 7-Eleven. We might as well take a trip to Devon. We're in Morocco. Time's to borrow, moving solo. Man get hit with the
This is the video of how people that rescued Anthony Joshua from the crash, that unalived two of his friends. It's a very sad thing. I just wish he's being treated now. He only has a minor injury, but the pain at the moment is crazy. It's so sad. Anthony Joshua just had one of the biggest fights of the year, and this crash that happened, which unalive two of his friends in this picture, is a sign that life is up and down. At some point you'll be at the top and you blink and it can happen to anyone. I pray that he has the strength to deal with his grief, because the loss of people that are close to you, especially the ones that helped you get to where you are, it's very painful. So I wish him a speedy recovery.
Nigeria, and unfortunately 2 people lost their life in that accident. Anthony Joshua, so far from the reports, that he's doing okay, he's receiving care, which is good to hear. But there's a saying that you hope Nigeria never happens to you, you pray Nigeria never happens to you, and the reason why is when it comes to the process of traveling in Nigeria, there's so much that you have to take into consideration. It's not like when you live in the UK, live in European countries, live in some other, in America, other Western countries, or even some African countries or Asian countries, whereby you just get about the process of traveling. There isn't too much that goes into it. Jump in your car, you drive to the location, fly, to do whatever you got to do, train. But no, in Nigeria, there's just another extra layer of discomfort that you have to go through when it comes to traveling. As somebody that has traveled from one state to the other, from different locations, it's never been an easy journey. Never been. There's always that thing that you have to keep in the back of your mind. Is it that the roads are crazy? We're talking about highway road, motorway roads that sometimes are just dirt. You're talking about motorway road where there are trucks broken down on the road. They don't get taken out the road and they cause accidents. You're talking about people speeding, like ridiculously speeding, daytime, nighttime. You're just talking about various like potholes on the road that will literally take your car out. And then there is no resources, there is no ambulance on the scene. You'll be lucky if you might get a first responder on the scene. You'll be lucky. In most cases, they're never there. It's never a resource that's available. And this is why a lot of people that end up in accidents on the road die, because they never get the first response in time. That's the situation. It's unfortunate. Hopefully he gets him and recovers well and there isn't any lasting damages to him. But that's the reality.
Yo, that accident that just happened in Nigeria with Anthony Joshua is very suspicious, man. It's very suspicious. It's like they want the money back. It's like they want this man to be hurt. They want to do something to him. It looks suspicious. Because this guy walked out that fight with no scratch, not even a scrape, nothing. It looks like he didn't even fight. For 95 million, it looks like he didn't even fight. While Jake, on the other hand, walks out with a broken jaw in 2 places, missing tooth, fucked up. See, the fight was supposed to be scripted to the T. But somewhere along the line, someone fucked their contract up. And I think Jake did fuck his contract up by taunting and punching to knock Anthony out. I don't think he was supposed to be like that. You feel me? So somewhere around the line, Jake voided his contract because he couldn't keep it cool. You feel me? And Eddie Hearn, he knows a thing or two about contract. This is why Jake's mom don't like Eddie Hearn. He's saying, I don't like that guy, because Eddie Hearn didn't go in that fight for money. Eddie Hearn already come from money. You feel me? So Anthony already have a upper hand. He's going in with someone who's not hungry for money, like Mike Tyson team. Mike Tyson team is going in that for money. And that's why Mike Tyson rolled with the script all the way to the end. Eddie Hearn knows a thing or two about contract. He knows when they got broken and he know what to do next. And that's why Anthony knocked Jake and broke his jaw. He didn't knock him out because he's a professional. He know what could knock Jake out. He could have knocked Jake out if he wanted to, but he didn't, because that would avoid the contract fully and he wouldn't get paid. That's what happened. And now they want it back in blood. They want it back. See, the black man was supposed to be humiliated, and that didn't happen. Anthony He play along. Jake thought he was gonna humiliate him in that ring, and it didn't happen. See, the system don't like when a black man win and don't get hurt in while winning. Because Anthony Joshua walks out that fight with not even a bruise. They don't like that. He walks out that fight and he took Jake's soul with him. Jake was broken after that fight. Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, was stronger after that fight. They don't like that. So this accident that just happened is very suspicious. It's like it kind of feels like they want to hurt him. Like, oh, dare you walk out that fucking fight with no hurt, bro. I'm going to hurt you. These fights aren't just a fight. They're symbolistic. Most of these fights are symbolistic, especially when it's against a white man and a black man. It's symbolistic. Most of these fights are symbolistic. And Anthony Joshua walks out that fight looking more happier than he did when he went in. They don't like that. That narrative doesn't look good. So of course they're going to try to hurt this man. So this is why I'm saying that accident looks very suspicious. That's all I'm saying. It looks suspicious. I'm not saying somebody did something, but it looks very suspicious.
We have updates on the tragic car crash involving Anthony Joshua. The fatal car crash claimed the lives of two people who we now know to be his strength and conditioning coach Sina Evolve Gami and his close friend Latif. Badu Jack, who is a 3-division boxing world champion, confirmed on Instagram that Latif, aka Lats, was one of the two people killed. In fact, Joshua's last Instagram story before the crash was with Lats playing ping pong. The Federal Road Safety Corps in Nigeria said preliminary reports show that Joshua was in the backseat of a black Lexus truck, which was suspected to be going over the speed limit. Several boxers shared their condolences, including Chris Eubanks and Jake Paul.
Wallahi, the video of Anthony Joshua's two best friends' dead, helpless bodies on the floor is one of the scariest things I've ever seen. Wallahi, that genuinely gave me goosebumps, blood everywhere, and their body just completely gone. This is a reminder for Muslims that Allah can take you whenever it's your time. There's no age, no time, nothing for death. I think the van crashed into them, meaning they're gonna be shaheeds and go straight to Jannah. This is honestly a reality check for all Muslims around the world to turn to Allah before it's too late. You could be next, I could be next, but only Allah knows. May Allah forgive and guide all of us.
We were literally celebrating this guy like last week, and I've been covering a lot of his, stories, especially Americans discovering that this guy has been in the boxing, especially the women. People are just going crazy over him. And then only for him to travel to his home country, Nigeria, and be involved in an accident. I know I'm in Nigeria, and I know we have a fundamental infrastructural problem. But for this thing to happen concurrently, from him winning and the whole world falling in love with him all over again, to this accident that caused the lives of his two best friends, his coaches, like, this is insane. It tells you the fragility of life. Like, anything can be taken away from us within a blink of an eye. You cannot even predict the next second. Like, everything is crazy. Like, this guy was being, celebrated all over, and then now bad news, like both bad and good news happen concurrently. Like, this is insane. And I get it. Just like I said, we have infrastructural problems and accidents happen all over the place. But I would want to say that, Anthony, like, the country where you're coming from. I'm not trying to bash my country. I know we have our good, we have our bad, just like any other country. Just like any other country, accidents happen everywhere. This year alone, about 70 plane crashes happened in America. It has never happened in the history of Nigeria that you have 70 plane crashes happening in a year, let alone the whole existence of Nigeria, right? So I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to debase the severity of the situation, right? But what I'm trying to say is the guy has a lot of money, like, fly private jet, whether you're going to your hometown, from Lagos, fly private jet. You have it. At least we have some of the safest private jets, in the world, I would say. Because if America, the, best country in the world that has everything right, had about 70 plane crashes in a year, we are way better because it has never happened to us. You should have been flying private jets. That's what all the airlines do in Nigeria. That's what all the big guys do. I know you want to go through the roads, drive on the roads, and explore, your country and stuff. This is not the right time, guy. I know, just like I said, we have infrastructural problem, and that's always been there forever. I know we've tried to improve. The government tries to improve. No. I would say private hands try to improve the situation, but it's still dead end at the end of the day, right? So this news is just crazy. Like, I don't know whether he's gonna, recover from this, because his friends, they've been together, the coaches, they've been together. He knew them from, like, literally from childhood, and now they are dead in his own country. How are you gonna get over this? This guy is gonna be literally traumatized, and I think he needs to be reevaluated by a psychologist, because this thing is enough to knock you down completely. And I hope he gets the needed attention. It's not just enough to just rush into one hospital and have him checked. Take him to several best hospitals in Lagos, let him be checked, or just fly back to UK and just go, get attended to one of the best in the world. We can't just afford to lose you now. I really sympathize and empathize with the families of those, two of his friends that lost their lives. This must be a very, very unthinkable situation to even begin with. Like, this is crazy. We were just celebrating this guy, and then we just wake up, this happens. Just like I said, this shows you how fragile life is. You're not promised nothing in this goddamn world, even if you have money. Like, for example, was it last year or 2 years, Macaulay, the CEO of, is it Access Bank, the Macaulay's family, they wanted to go to Las Vegas and they had a plane crash in California. So what I'm trying to say, this is not a problem of Nigeria. This is not a problem of, we are third world country, we can't do nothing. But here you have first world countries having 70 plane crashes in 1 year and about 18,000 accidents in 1 year. Like, it's crazy. I'm not trying to say my country is better. Nigeria is like a crazy place. Like, you need to know your age. The people in charge of his movement should have known better. Fly private jets, you have the money. It's one of the safest compared to even America. Like, this is crazy, and I truly sympathize with the families that lost their beloved ones. Like, it's crazy, guys. I'm still trying to even comprehend what actually happened. Guys, if you haven't watched it, please go back and watch it, okay? And if you have come far in this video, please do me the honor, hit on the subscribe button, hit on the like button, share this video with your friends, hit on the notification bell in order not to miss any of my updates. See you in the next one. Have a blessed day.